So, after years of no one talking about Scalebound, people actually bring up Scalebound in interviews. You know, it's kind of crazy how many years have went by and people are still asking about Scalebound. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Before we get on the video, you guys know how it is. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content. And don't forget to go over there and follow me at Twitter at LordAddictILP. Without any further ado, let's talk about Scalebound. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Guide here, coming at you for another video. Scalebound is one of those things that a lot of hardcore Xbox fans remember. It was a Japanese game, one of the very few Japanese games being developed on the Xbox platform as an exclusive, no less. So when this game got canceled, it was a huge shock in the industry. A lot of Xbox fans was upset with it because there was a lot of people that bought an Xbox because they liked what they saw of the concept when it come to Scalebound. But after a few years of development, it was one of the games that was canceled along with games like Fable Legends, and fans were rightfully upset because this is a game that they were looking forward to and it was no longer being developed for. Speculation on whose fault Scalebound was pretty much legendary. Everyone was blaming everyone. Microsoft was getting the blame, PlatinumGames was getting the blame, and for the most part I think people kind of assumed it was in the middle ground. Usually when it comes to PR, they're going to spin it as much as they can, but both sides was relatively quiet in this matter, so that was a unique situation that you don't normally see in the gaming industry. But it looks like PlatinumGames in the past few months to maybe a year and a half, we'll say a year and a half, has came out multiple times on platforms such as YouTube, interviews, and he's taken pretty much sole responsibility for what happened in there. Here's a couple of the quotes that he put out there. He said, "We worked in an environment we weren't used to. We were developing on the Unreal Engine. We also lacked the necessary know how to build a game based on online features." And I think what he means by online features is Microsoft seemed like they did push a co-op experience onto PlatinumGames. And if you look at past PlatinumGames, it doesn't seem like they normally gravitate towards any type of co-op experience in a game. So I can understand that if your studio doesn't have the expertise to bring a co-op feature into a game like Scalebound, it would be pretty complicated. He also said the hurdles we had to overcome were very big. We weren't experienced enough and couldn't get over the wall, leading to what happened in the end. I'm sorry to the players who looked forward to it, and moreover, I'm sorry to Microsoft who had placed their trust in us as a business partner. I want to apologize both as a creator and as a member of PlatinumGames. That's big coming from PlatinumGames, especially this individual. You know, I've always felt like Scalebound is one of those games that isn't necessarily a huge hit to Microsoft that it got canceled, but it was a sting. It definitely was a sting, and I feel like, look, I will come out openly and say that I was never 100% on the Scalebound hype train. But I will say that this is a game that a lot of people to this day, years after this game's been canceled, still ask, can we hope for a Scalebound? And I think that maybe that's something that Microsoft should look into. Now, I'm never going to say to take funding away from something that's currently going, and there can only be one. This has to be one of those things where PlatinumGames has to prove themselves and you need to go over there and constantly be monitoring them. But Microsoft, hear me out, Microsoft. Imagine the PR. Imagine how much hype people would have if you're at an E3 press conference or whatever is going to replace E3 and a Scalebound commercial pops up on the screen. Me, myself, I wouldn't be particularly hyped, but I think it would be one of those things that the only thing I can see getting more hype as of right now is like a Rise Son of Rome 2. I think that Scalebound is definitely something that you guys lack. Now, also, Sony is constantly getting a lot of good publicity when it comes to PlatinumGames, and I myself might not be the biggest fan of PlatinumGames because I don't like those hack and slash type of games, but I know that their games are hugely loved by a lot of people, and for the most part, especially the past couple years, they've made a pretty amount of good, decent games. So that's my standpoint on the matter. I think that if it is possible to get Scalebound back up on the road and get it down the hill, let's just do it. He also said on here that they actually have a lot that they made on the game and that Microsoft really has no use for. Look, if you read the article, I'll put it in the description below. If for what it looks like to me, PlatinumGames wants to finish Scalebound. Clearly, he had a huge connection with this game. He also said this was something that I love Fantasy Wars since I was a child. He said, I always wanted to make something around that theme. This is how I thought of a world revolving around a young man fighting together with a dragon. However, it was a big challenge for PlatinumGames. Maybe he's just coming out openly and saying, look, Microsoft, I know that we kind of burned you last time a little bit. We got you a little toasty. But if you give us this chance and you let us correct this mistake, we will do right by you. Keep in mind that there was a lot of technical issues on Scalebound because it was running on the original Xbox. So maybe now, since we have the Series X and the Series S, they can go back to Scalebound, they can go back to PlatinumGames, and they can get Scalebound the way it should have been from the start. It's like I said, if this is going to take away from someone that has not gotten a chance to prove themselves, because at the end of the day, PlatinumGames has had that chance. We cannot go over that. PlatinumGames has had their chance to make Scalebound. But if there's another company that can do it, please show me. I don't think there is, because when it comes to that type of gameplay, as much as I don't like PlatinumGames for the type of games they make, I can't say that they are not kings of that type of gameplay. And this is one of those types of games that I think that they should definitely get that chance. Look, now at the end of the day, is this something that's going to be beneficial to me? Probably not. And look, if it does come back out, most likely it's going to be in Game Pass, so it will give me a good entry to try the game out. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe Microsoft, listen, maybe you'll give PlatinumGames another chance to make you Scalebound, and maybe this experience will be the game that gets me to like this company. I want to like this company. Microsoft, give them another chance. Let's see what Scalebound can do, because for one, I love the roadmap for Microsoft. And do they need Scalebound? Absolutely not. But it's like I said, man, imagine an E3 floor where they show a very cryptic trailer and you're thinking it's something else, you don't know what it is, and at the end it says Scalebound. I feel like it would go crazy. Everyone, the internet would be on fire, and I think that would be a fantastic PR for Microsoft, but that's just me. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Is this something you guys even care about? I know a lot of people still want the Scalebound hype train, but I know there's a lot of people that don't care about Scalebound. So I'm curious in the comment section below, name me if you want this game or not. And if you do want this game, do you want PlatinumGames to make this game? Because clearly they started the project, but we've seen in the past where someone else has picked up and finished the game for them. And I'm curious what your guys' opinion are in the comment section below. But until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.